Good morning, dear students, and welcome back in your new class that is in 10th standard. So, dear students, from today onwards, I am going to teach you chemistry. Let me introduce myself. As you all know me, but I have to introduce myself. I am Mrs. Rita Anup Patne, and this year I am going to teach you chemistry. So, students, you all know about your syllabus, but we will again revise that in your book. Total 16 topics are there. Out of these 16 topics, first 5 topics: chemical reactions and equations, acids, bases and salts, metals and non-metals, carbon and its compounds, and periodic classification of elements. These 5 topics belongs to your chemistry section. So today we are going to start fifth topic from your book, that is periodic classification of elements. Before starting our topic, I want to ask you some questions. Because in previous standard you have studied about all these points. So tell me, what is mean by matter? Yes, anything that has mass and occupies space is called matter. In simple words, anything that has mass and volume, that is called matter. So that matter is divided into three types: elements, compounds and mixtures. And in this topic we are going to study about periodic classification of elements. Then what is mean by element? Yes, a substance whose molecules are made up of one or more atoms which are exactly alike is called an element. Again, one word is there, word atom. So tell me, what is mean by atom? Atom is smallest indivisible part of a substance. That is means atom is very small part of substance, that is indivisible, means we cannot cut it further and we cannot see that part by with our naked eyes. We require electronic microscope to see that atom. So this is that is atom. And when such one or more atoms having same exactly alike properties, they comes together, they form an element. So element is a substance whose molecules are made up of one or more atoms which are exactly alike is called an element. And that atom consists of protons, electrons and neutrons. So tell me, what do you know about atomic number and atomic mass number? I ask you this question because these points are related to your uh, periodic classification of elements. So tell me, what is mean by atomic number and what is mean by atomic mass number? Yes, atomic number is the number of electrons or number of protons present in an atom. Means when I will give you example. Atomic number of carbon is 6. Why 6? Because in carbon atom 6 electrons are there, and we all know 6 electrons are there means 6 protons are there in carbon atom. Always number of electrons and number of protons are equal. So atomic number is nothing but the number of protons or number of electrons present in an atom. Then what is mean by atomic mass number? Yes, atomic mass number is sum of protons and neutrons present in the nucleus. Means these are present in the nucleus of an atom. In atom, electrons are just revolving around the nucleus in particular shell or orbit, and protons and neutrons are present in the nucleus of an atom. So sum of number of protons and neutrons is called atomic mass number. So now we are going to start our actual point. Many elements are there in our in our surrounding. Means at present 118 elements are known, and out of these 118 elements, 94 elements are naturally occurring, means we get that elements from nature, and 24 elements are man-made. There are 118 elements known at present, and it is very difficult to study the properties of all these elements separately. Then what can we do? We have to make groups of these elements. So all of the elements have been divided into few groups in such a way that elements in the same group have similar properties. In this way, the study of large number of elements is reduced to the study of few groups of elements. This is the reason for the periodic classification of element. Got it, student? Why there is need of classification of elements? Because many elements, 118 elements are present are there, and it is very difficult to study the properties of all elements separately. That's why we just all we or arrange these arrange these elements in a particular table in a particular manner, so that it is very easy to study the groups rather than study the separate elements. So many scientists try to classify these elements in different ways. So first scientist who tried to classify these elements was Dobereiner, and his classification is called Dobereiner's triad. So in the year 1829, German chemist Dobereiner observed that certain elements had similar properties and that he could put them together in the group of three elements. So these groups of three elements were called triads. What is meant by triad? At the time of Dobereiner, some elements were there, and he just classified that elements into group of threes as according to their similar properties, and he formed the group of three elements. That groups were called triads. Then, in fact, Dobereiner was the first scientist to show the relationship between the properties of elements and their atomic masses. According to Dobereiner's law, then what is exact Dobereiner's law? When elements are arranged in the order of increasing atomic masses, groups of three elements having similar chemical properties are obtained. The atomic mass of the middle element of the triad being equal to the arithmetic mean of atomic masses of the other two elements. I will explain again. What is Dobereiner's law? When elements are arranged in increasing order of their atomic masses in the groups of three, then the atomic mass of middle element of the triad is equal to the arithmetic mean of the atomic masses of other two elements. I will explain this by giving example of the alkali metal group, lithium, sodium and potassium. You can also use the trick LINAC. What is meant by LINAC? LINAC is Li, Na and K. Lithium, sodium and K means potassium. So you can see here atomic mass of lithium is 7, atomic mass of sodium is 23 and atomic mass of potassium is 39, and all these three elements react with water. They form alkali and hydrogen gas, and all of them have a valency 1. That's why means they have similar chemical properties. So Dobereiner put these three elements in same group because they have same chemical properties. And when we are talking about his law, you can see here arithmetic mean of atomic masses of first and third element from this triad, that is atomic mass of lithium and atomic mass of potassium, 7 plus 39 upon 2 is equal to 46 upon 2 is equal to 23, which is nothing but atomic mass of middle element sodium. This is Dobereiner triad. This is the example of Dobereiner triad. I will give you another example. Calcium, strontium and barium. These are alkaline earth metals because they also have same chemical property, and all of these are metals, and their oxides are alkaline in nature and their valency is 2. That's why these three elements have same chemical property. So you can see here atomic mass of calcium is 40, atomic mass of strontium is 88 and atomic mass of barium is 137. When we calculate arithmetic mean of atomic masses of first and third element from this triad, that is calcium and barium, 40 plus 137 upon 2 is equal to 88.5, which is nearly equal to atomic mass of middle element, that is strontium. So this is Dobereiner triad. You can explain Dobereiner triad by taking any one example. So what is Dobereiner triad? When elements are arranged in the increasing order of atomic masses in the groups of three, which we call triad, having similar chemical properties, then the atomic mass of middle element is equal to the arithmetic mean of atomic masses of other two elements. So example, I just now I gave you a trick to remember that example. LINAC. LINAC is the example of Dobereiner triads. LINAC means lithium, sodium and potassium. Then what are the limitations of Dobereiner classification? Why this we are not nowadays we are not using Dobereiner triad? What are the limitations of Dobereiner classification? So Dobereiner the limitation of Dobereiner classification was that it failed to arrange all the known elements in the form of triad. Means at that time many elements as day by day number of elements were discovered. All the elements was not obeyed Dobereiner's rule. That was the first limitation of Dobereiner triad. And Dobereiner could identify only 3 triads from the elements known at that time. So his classification of elements was not much successful. What are the limitations of Dobereiner's classification? This classification means this Dobereiner law is obeyed to only certain elements which were present at that time, and he could identify only 3 triads from the elements known at that time. That's why his classification of elements was not so much or not much successful. So students, in this lecture we have studied about first scientist and his law. Means Dobereiner, and first scientist who just tried to classify all the elements first time. So what is Dobereiner's law? Yes, in 1829 a German chemist Dobereiner observed that certain elements had similar properties and that he could put them together in group of 3. That group of 3 elements were called triads. And what is the exact law? When elements are arranged in order of increasing or atomic masses, then the atomic mass of middle element is equal to arithmetic mean of atomic masses of other 2 elements. I hope you got all the points. Tomorrow we will discuss about one more scientist who just tried to classify elements which were present at that time. Newland was a scientist, and tomorrow we will discuss about Newland's law of octave. So if you have any doubt, you can ask me. Thank you.